Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to another interesting sewing tutorial. In today's tutorial, we want to learn how to draft, cut, and sew a pencil skate. If today is the first time of you coming across my video, you are welcome to my channel. In this channel, Unyistitches, we upload sewing tutorial, pattern drafting, sewing tips, sewing tricks, and sewing techniques. Without wasting much of our time, let's get started. So this is my pattern paper that I'm using. Already I've marked all my vertical measurement. I will take you through on what I have on my pattern paper. So from this line to the end of my pattern paper will be my zipper allowance for the skates. So this is my back pattern and this will be my front. So this is my center back and this is my center front. So for you to get this line so that you can divide your pattern paper into the front and the back, you need to use your biggest measurement, which is the hip measurement. So for example, if the hip measurement is 40 inches, you divide it by 4, which gives you 10 inches. So you add your sewing allowance. For example, if you're making use of 2 inches sewing allowance, you add 2 inches, which will give you 12. So add like 1 inches. So you can make use of 13 inches or 12.5. That will be fine. You can divide your paper from here to here to be 12.5. It all depends on your biggest measurement. With that being said, this line is my starting point, which represents my waistline. So from the waistline to my hip line, you measure yours from the waist to the hip as well. Whatever measurement you have, you draw it. So I draw it across for the front and the back. Then this is my waist knee, and this is the full length. And this other line that I draw already will be my sewing allowance. So what I will do now will be for me to come to my waistline, or mark the waist measurement, divide by 4. For this project, the waist measurement I'm working with is 33 inches. So when I divide 33 by 4, I'm going to have 8.25. Then I'm going to make use of 1 inch that intake. So when I add that 1 inch to 8.25, I'll have 9.25. So I will go ahead and mark my 9.25. The mark same on my back pattern. So remember, I'm starting from my center back. The next one will be for me to come to my hip line. I'm going to mark hip measurement divide by 4. The hip I'm working with is 41 inches. When I divide that by 4, I'm going to have 10.25. So one here I mark my 10.25. So I'll go ahead and connect my front. I'll connect this one as well. Can you see? So now the next thing I will do will be for me to mark my same hip measurement on my waist knee line and on the full length line. I'll do the same thing to my back pattern. I'm going to use a straight roller to connect the front. So the next thing will be for me to determine how tight I want the pencil skate to be from the waist knee line. So I'm going to minus 1.5. You can decide to minus 1 inches. You can decide to minus 2 inches. It all depends on what you want. So for this tutorial, I'm going to minus 1.5. So for the front, I'm going to minus my 1.5 here. But for the back, I'm going to divide the 1.5 into 2, which will give me 0.75. So I will mark my 0.75 here and 0.75 here. So let's go ahead and minus for the front. I'm going to minus from the waist knee line and also on my full length line. So I will mark my 1.5 inches. I'll mark it on my full length line as well. So I'll go ahead and connect with a straight line. Can you see? So I will go ahead and connect this to my hip line. Can you see? So I've been able to tighten my pencil skate now. So the next thing I will do will be for me to do the same thing for my back piece. So I'll go ahead and mark it on the full length line as well. So the next thing I will do will be for me to go ahead and mark 0.5 on my hip line here. That is for the boot shaping so that the boots can sit well. I mark 0.5. Going to connect from this point to the 0.5 and then I'll connect it back to my waistline. Then I'll connect this one to this one. Can you see? So the next thing will be for me to rest my side back with 1/2 inch. I'm going to mark 1/2 inch. Then I'll connect it here. Then for my side front, I'm going to raise it by 1/2 inch as well. Then I'll come to my center front. I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch as well. This will help you to sit well when you're sitting. Then I'll connect it using my hip cuff. So what I'll do next will be for me to impute my dart. Remember, we did not put our dart. So for me to do that, I will still come to my main line. I will mark 1/2 of my bust span measurement. So the one I'm working with, that is nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, is 4. My dart for the front, I'll come down by 5 inches. So I'll have a dart length of 5 inches for the front. I'll connect to have a straight line. Then I will mark, remember we added 1 inch dart, so I'll mark 1/2 inch on both sides of this line. I'll connect it in. Can you see? So for my back, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to mark 1/2 of my bust span measurement starting from my center back, which is 4. My dart length will be 4 inches for the back. Then on that line, I will mark 1/2 inch on both sides. I'm going to connect my dart. So now the dart is ready. Let's go ahead and add our zipper allowance. For my zipper allowance, I want to make use of 1.5 inches zipper allowance. So I'm going to mark my 1.5. Can you see my zipper allowance is starting here from the shaping, not from the old line? Can you see? So this is my zipper allowance. So now let's go ahead and add our sewing allowance. Sewing allowance of 2 inches is okay for me. Or you can decide to use 1.5 inch. It all depends on what you want. I'm going to use my red marker to mark my sewing allowance. So I'm marking 2 inches sewing allowance. I'm going to shape my sewing allowance. So let me add for my front as well. You can decide to add your sewing allowance when cutting on your fabric. It all depends on what you want. So this is my sewing allowance. So the next thing I will do will be for me to go ahead and cut my pattern. For my joining to the waistband, I'm going to add when cutting on my fabric. Make sure you minus your waistband from your skirt length. For example, if your full length of the skirt will be 42 inches and you're making use of 2 inches waistband, make sure you minus 2 inches, have to make it 40 inches. So your skirt length will now be 40 inches plus 2 inches waistband. That will give you 42 inches. I actually forgot to minus my waistband. My waistband will be 2 inches. So this 2 inches folding allowance, I'm going to make use of it for my waistband. So I'm going to cut on this line, not on the actual full length line. I believe you understand. One more thing for the back, to avoid your back piece jumping after sewing. On my hip line, I'm going to slash it open to this point. I'll open it by half inch. So for you to know the amount of inches to open this up, you have to consider the size of the person you're sewing the skirts for. If the person is of a bigger size, you will slash and spread your pattern by 0.75 or even 1 inch. It all depends on the size. But if the person is of a smaller size, that is a normal boot size, you can spread it by 0.5. So after slashing your line, you have to use another pattern paper, put it under as you can see me doing so, and then tape down your original pattern as you can see me doing so. I'll go ahead and trim off my excess pattern. So guys, this is the final outcome of my pattern. For my pencil skirt, this is my back pattern and this is my front pattern. Can you see how they match up together? So watch out for the cutting and the sewing aspect of this beautiful skirt. If this has been helpful to you, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel, share this video to others so that they will learn as well. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.